Hello, I'm Lola Javan, and this is the weekly vlog, the video and audio recording of my blog, which you can find over at www.lolajavan.com. Without further ado, let's get started. Today we're talking about this painting here. It's called Resurrection is Only for the Strong. It's oil on Yupo, 11.5 by 19 inches with a nice border for framing. And if you're not familiar with Yupo, it is a coated paper. And for framing, you can put it behind glass if you want to. You can mount it on like a cradled wood panel. Just make sure that you sand the back first to give it a little tooth so it will adhere. Anyway, resurrection is only for the strong. Being willing to start over again and again is the opposite of weakness. It's the toughest thing I can think of. Resurrection is only for the strong, and you, my love, you are the strongest person I've ever met. And that's by John Rodell. How many of you have started over? I guess most of us at some point or another. Rodell's words hit me right in the gut. Starting over is the opposite of weakness. The reinvention of myself has been a constant, let's call it a musical soundtrack to my life. The bulk of my existence has been starting over. Sometimes I chose to start again. Sometimes there was no choice and the starting over was forced upon me. Either way, choice or no choice, when you start over, you are brave. You are strong. It isn't any different in your creative life, really. Beginning again, whether your art or your writing was a fail or a success, it requires strength to pick up and start again. We pour our beings into what we create, into what we creatively birth into the world. We know what we will face when we choose to begin again. We know the energy required, the emotion required, the time, the investment. Whether it's a blank canvas, like these here, or a blank page, that white page in front of you, we accept that the process will take us on a journey, that we may very well feel uplifted or broken on the other side of that journey. For each of you who is looking at a new beginning, be it in life or in art, I salute you. You got this. You are the strongest person I have ever met. About the art. Beginning with a gessoed piece of Yupo, I roughed in the basic figure shape with a brush with thinned oil paint on it, and began working from the outside in. So I started with the background, gave it a long drying time, and then placed in the darks, delineating shapes and sharp edges. Small brushes and many layers to create the face, the hand, the skin, and then flat color on the wings. A base coat for the hair, and then the background again to lighten the color story a little bit because I started it rather dark. And then finally a palette knife, laden with paint to create a thick impasto texture on the hair. And more drying time. This piece has been soulful company in the studio for the last few months. And if you keep on watching to the end, I've got a little animation of this piece for you. It is an animation of this original piece done by me. And then some in situ photographs of what this painting will look like framed. As always, I really appreciate your time in watching and listening, and if you pop over to the blog reading, and I encourage you to subscribe over at the blog, www.lolajavan.com, so that you won't miss a single bit of malarkey. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.
Well, it was one of those days, larger than life, when your friends came to dinner and they stayed the night. And then they cleaned out the refrigerator, they ate everything in sight. And then they stayed up in the living room and they cried all night. Jane bells singing just for me. Old story haunting me. This is nothing like I thought it would